What's up, everybody? That sounds so weird coming from my mouth. I practiced. Well, in my head, I said I was going to do that because that's what you do. And it just sounds weird.
What's up, everybody?
What's up, everybody? Welcome back.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to A Couple Facts, the podcast.
We are your hosts, Mr. and Mrs. Budgets. Shay.
Yeah, sure. I'm Mark.
And I'm Shay. And we're here to talk about the 5 love languages and all that it entails. So, of course, we got a couple facts that we're going to present you with before we dive into our regular kind of chit-chat brainstorming session. And so, if you do not know, Gary Chapman, who is essentially some kind of counselor or something, came up with the 5 love languages, which he defines as words of affirmation or compliments, quality time, receiving gifts, acts of service, and physical touch. Now, of course, I feel like all of those are pretty self-explanatory, but there is a quiz that you can take to figure out what your love languages are. And he says that everybody typically has a primary one and then a secondary one. And there's also some other stats that I have researched from,
got a couple facts.
From YouGov America. It says that the top way that U.S. adult citizens receive love is through, what do you think?
Oh, I know that. I know that.
This one's simple.
I know. It's... Dang. What are the 5 again?
My word. Acts of service.
No, I know. It's quality time.
Yes. Next up, we have physical touch, words of affirmation, acts of service, and gift giving. So most people do not receive love through gift giving. It's like way down on the bottom of the list. I also have some other stats.
I was about to say, I got some stats.
Okay. I also have some other stats that we're just going to talk about us. Men under 45 prefer quality time and physical touch. That's their top 2. Men over 45 prefer quality time and physical touch. Women under 45, quality time and words of affirmation. And women over 45, quality time and words of affirmation. So it's kind of the same for men or women, no matter how old or young that you are. What facts do you have?
I had those same facts.
You had those same facts?
I had the exact... All right, so my facts show. All right, so do you know what the most popular love language is in the state of Georgia? Not
words of affirmation, not acts of service, not... I'm going to say... What about acts of service?
It's words of affirmation.
Really?
For Georgia.
That's funny.
Do you know what it is for West Virginia?
Quality time. You don't have nothing better to do in West Virginia but hang out, right?
Guess what it is in Florida? It's actually the same in Florida and Texas and New York.
Acts of service? Then that means it's physical touch.
It's receiving gifts.
Really?
People in Texas, Florida, and New York like gifts.
What?
Seems like people in the Midwest like Ohio, Michigan, Virginia, Indiana. Theirs is physical touch.
That's funny.
And then the Northwest, it looks like quality time.
Huh.
Most popular love languages in the United States, you already said, was quality time, followed by I have words of affirmation, then physical touch, receiving gifts, and acts of service.
I think physical touch and words of affirmation kind of go back and forth. Like I think at sometimes when they do these studies, it might be physical touch, other times words of affirmation. Cool. All right, so why don't you tell us what your primary love language is?
Mine is quality time. Quality time and physical touch.
Okay, well, that's changed.
Huh?
Well, that's changed.
Well, quality time, then words of affirmation.
You should not be that. Quality time was never on your list up until now.
It wasn't?
No.
I love hanging out.
But back in the day, that wasn't your primary or your secondary.
It was a physical touch and words of affirmation.
No, it was mine, but reverse. So what are mine?
Yours are acts of service. No.
No.
It feels like it.
Now that we have a house, I will say it does probably feel like acts of service because, bigger house, more responsibilities, all that kind of stuff.
Quality time?
Absolutely not.
Physical touch?
And what's my other one?
Words of affirmation?
Yeah, so which one?
I don't remember
words of affirmation. It is, so which one's first? It was. Which one's first?
I don't know.
Which one's first? They kind of go hand in hand. I ain't gonna cap.
Words of affirmation.
They're kind of like at the same level.
Words of affirmation.
In physical touch, they're probably like right there, right beside each other.
I feel like that's cap.
How's that cap? I'm telling you. How you gonna tell me?
Because how you gonna tell me mine changed? I'm telling you yours changed.
So you trying to tell me mine was quality time or acts of service?
No, it wasn't acts of service. Yours was. I could have sworn it was. Yeah, I could have sworn it was quality time and physical touch.
So, Gary,
that's what mine is: quality time, and physical touch.
Okay, well, mine isn't. So
words
there's
of
a hit.
affirmation. Those are my top 3.
So, Gary Chapman suggests that to discover another person's love language, one must observe the way they express love to others and analyze what they complain about most often and what they request from their significant other most often.
Or
he theorizes that people tend to naturally give love in the way that they prefer to receive love, and better communication between couples can be accomplished when one can demonstrate caring to the other person in the love language the recipient understands.
Or you could just ask that person.
This is true. This is true. But most people will just go on and try to give love the way that they receive love and vice versa, when that's not always the case. So, were you shocked at my love languages?
Yes, because your love languages changed.
So what are they
But
again?
I guess I shouldn't be surprised because you change everything.
I do.
Miss Wishy-Washy.
They have not changed. They've always been. I think words of affirmation will always reign supreme for me, because there's no amount of complimenting me that it will fill my bucket. One can always give me a compliment or a word of affirmation, always, 100% of the time. I think, though, when I become a mother, this probably might change. I'll probably maybe like acts of service. Perhaps. I feel like that could be a thing.
It'll probably change again.
Yeah, probably change again.
Change.
But words of affirmation, you can rest assured, is always going to be like touching. It's not going to hit the same as words of affirmation. Those are always going to hit for me.
Child, I'm just like hanging out and cuddling.
You do like that. That's physical touch.
Yeah, physical touch and quality time. I'm telling you, that's what I ain't changed.
I think I'm.
Yeah,
no. Mine's are words of affirmation and physical touch. Yeah. You like hanging out, I like hanging out. So you like what?
Hanging out and cuddling. Quality time and physical touch.
Alrighty then. Alright, so you guys will have to take the quiz to see what your love languages are. And I think that this is helpful to do so like while you're single, before you're in a relationship, before you're in a relationship, once you're married, 3 years after you're married, 5 years after you're married, 10 years after you're married, just because if you always know what you like, then you can tell that to other people. Mm-hmm. I'm a person who I feel like it is my responsibility to tell other people what I like and don't like. I've always felt that way because nobody's going to look out for me and my needs the way that I am.
Well, also nobody can read your mind.
True, but I'm talking about anything, not even love. I'm talking about anything. If I need help on the side of the road, if I want to talk to somebody to help me to cope with some kind of event or whatever, I feel like it's always my responsibility to reach out and say, hey, can you talk? Hey, I'm struggling. Can we talk? Whatever the case is. I just fully believe that I should be the primary person looking out for my needs. And so all of that to say that's why I believe that this is important, just so that, we can always make sure that we are taking care of ourselves. And in doing so, and allowing other people to take care of us, quote unquote, we are also able to take care of ourselves. So that's my little spiel on love languages. But I definitely think, especially if you've never heard of them, it's worth checking out. I feel like a lot of people know about them now.
Yeah, I feel like it just came out around like maybe 5 years ago.
I was going to say maybe like 10 years ago.
That was probably like the first time I heard about it.
I think for me, probably no, you heard about it like 10 years ago.
When we was in Heritage.
No, I had you take the quiz when we first met or something. Yeah, that's when I started learning about it. I feel like a lot of people know about it now. But yeah, it's important because the way that you receive love may not be the way that the person that you're with receives love. And so you don't want to be out here really thinking you're getting it in by
getting them gifts.
And they're like, this
is nice, but
this ain't doing it for me. I for sure know. It didn't take this for me to know that receiving gifts doesn't make you happy or doesn't fill your bucket. You know what I'm saying?
For me?
Yeah.
Yeah, because your gifts aren't that good.
I was going to say also,
if it had good gifts, then
that's
maybe my love
that's
would
where
be
it can be
gifts.
confusing, because I was going to also say that if a person is giving gifts and the gifts are not that great and the person's just pretending like they're good, then, you know, maybe they do like receiving gifts, but maybe your gifts are just trash.
Yeah.
And so they don't like them. He for sure, I can confidently say, has liked maybe like 5 of the 200 gifts that I've given him.
Accurate.
But I'm okay with it because I get things that he needs, some of the things that he wants. Here's our dog. Can you see her? She's in here bothering me. But anywho, that's what I have to say. What do you have to say about love languages?
You just want to make sure you know what your love language. I mean, you really don't even have to take a whole quiz to find out how you like receiving love. Just going over the love languages. There's 5 of them: quality time, words of affirmation, physical touch, receiving gifts, acts of service. Quality time. Do you like spending time with your significant other? Do you like hanging out with people? Do you like just spending quality time, sitting on the couch, gazing into your lover's eyes and just admiring their beauty? And
you like doing that? I don't. You like doing that.
So that's quality time. If you like doing that the most, then your love language is quality time. Words of affirmation. Do you like receiving compliments? Do you, when somebody mentions, hey, I love your beautiful braids, and I love your eyes. You have a glow in your eyes, and your lips are so luscious, and and all of that. If you like receiving compliments, your love language is words of affirmation. Physical touch. Do you like to cuddle and, I don't know, do you like to be touched and all that?
Mm-hmm.
And do you like, you know, your arms around somebody's shoulder and all of that? And do you like to be rubbed and caressed and massaged?
Yes, I do. Actually.
Then your love language would be physical touch. If you like receiving gifts, which I don't know, I feel like a lot of women, I'm surprised a lot more women didn't say receiving gifts was their love language.
Of all of those, no.
Yeah. Because women like receiving gifts.
Yeah.
What woman doesn't like gifts?
Well, I don't get gifts, so it doesn't matter.
You don't, because your love language isn't receiving gifts.
So what are you saying? Why are you surprised?
If you said your love language was receiving gifts, then I guess I'd have to get some more gifts. But I'm lucky that your love language isn't receiving gifts.
Okay. So
and the last one, acts of service. Do you like people to do things for you? Do you like people bringing you food, or do you like
washing dishes?
People washing dishes for you, cleaning up the house, anything like that. So those are your 5 love languages. And I guess ladies' love language is physical. It's definitely physical touch and quality time. I feel like.
Y'all have the same love language?
Yeah.
Okay, well that's always interesting. Okay, so tell me then, you like quality time and what else?
Physical touch.
So how do you like to spend, what do you think is quality time?
Quality time, just right here. This is quality time.
Recording a podcast?
Yes. Because I'm sitting here on the couch with the one I love the most.
Facts.
And yeah.
So
it's quality time.
Okay. So what else? Like,
my time is being used quality.
It's like going to the movies quality time?
Yes.
Okay. So any time.
Going out to eat. Yes.
Speaking of.
Yeah, I was going to say, we were going to Bonefish.
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking about today. Okay. Well, how do you like to be touched or whatever?
I don't think I can speak on that on the podcast. How
well,
I like to be touched.
PG rated PG version or whatever you call it, PG version?
Just like to be touched.
Like, I'm confused. Like where?
Right there.
Yeah. Everywhere.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Do it again.
No. That's weird. Okay, so for me, what I say? Words of affirmation. My words of affirmation include. Not like you're pretty or your
words of affirmation.
Yeah. What did I say? Yeah. Not like compliments on my looks or whatever. Those. I mean,
you're very intelligent.
Yeah.
You're the best planner I know. You're very organized.
Yes.
That's doing it for you.
Yes. Those ones. I've never been into people complimenting my looks. It's just weird, and I just feel like with all that I have to offer, I just really don't feel like my looks are really worthwhile when it comes to, in comparison to everything else that I have going for me. So yeah, those really fill my bucket. And then what's my other one?
You decorated this room lovely.
I did, thank you. I put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. So no, I didn't.
You're so smart setting up this camera.
I am. Facts.
I don't know how you did it to your iPad. Just so.
That's cat.
Huh?
No, that's cat.
That's not cat.
You were not impressed that I got. So
I'm very impressed.
oh my word! I just lost one of my rings. Oh, we're watching ourselves on this screen because that one obviously is far away. I bet you I can make that bigger if I figured it out. Okay, so then what's my other one?
I don't know. You tell me. Words of affirmation.
Physical
And no, I can't tell you what your
physical touch too. Probably similar to like cuddling.
Look good. You was good until you had to start speaking. All right, so you said you was good till.
Huh?
You said you was good until. Lady just got kicked out.
So I would say physical touch, like cuddling and all that as well, or just like even like anything. I mean, like any kind of skin to skin contact of any sort. Though that's what I consider to be optimal for me. So it's always important too, I feel like, to kind of identify what of the primary or main love languages, what kind of sub love languages you actually enjoy, what subcategories. So you like words of affirmation, but you like compliments, but what kind of compliments do you want? You're doing a good job, I'm proud of you, I like that. Like, what kind of compliments do you like?
You thick.
That's about my looks. Leave me alone. So it's important to identify that as well. And also what kind of physical touch, because some people might like holding hands, some people might not like hugs. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just depends. So it's kind of important to kind of identify what exact types of touch, words of affirmation, gifts. Like, maybe you like little thoughtful gifts, like little flowers, from Walmart, a little bouquet for $5, or you like little trinkets, Pepsi, or, like your little treats or whatever that you like. Maybe you don't want a new handbag. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of important to kind of identify exactly what it is that you like.
How important do you think love languages are in a relationship? So, like, say you have what if we're in a relationship and we never talked about what each other's love languages are? Like, and I just kept getting you gifts thinking I'm doing this and that. Do you cut that person off for doing it wrong, or do you just let them keep on, getting you gifts because it's a nice gesture and you don't really have a huge problem with it? Or
I would say it will become a problem if I'm getting a bunch of gifts more than I'm getting compliments. Then I'm like,
so they're doing way more.
Yeah. Can I ask why you're always purchasing me these gifts, or trying to?
Because you're the love of my life and I want to make you happy.
Well, here's what you should know: buying me a bunch of gifts doesn't actually make me happy. In fact, just telling me I'm doing a good job and that you're proud of me every now and again actually makes me happy. So that's what I would say.
So I guess you gotta have that conversation.
Yeah, I think communication, no matter how you slice it, is going to be important. But I think that if you don't know about love, it's easy to kind of talk about it in the context of love languages.
But just randomly bringing it up. Hey, what's your love language?
Yeah. Or if you don't know about love languages, then you're just going to have to rely on you being able to communicate what you like and what you don't like. Because I'm pretty sure that happens all the time.
That's the question, like, what do you like? Mm-hmm. I guess that's what people are, trying to get at.
Yeah.
Without saying it.
Yeah. I feel like it's normal, though, for a couple. I don't know that we ask these questions now, but I'd say it was normal back when we were dating or before to just ask, how can I make you happy, or how can I cheer you up, or what things make you happy? I feel like that was a conversation that we probably had back in the day, is just asking specifically. So even if you don't know about love languages, you can still try to get some information about how you can make the person happy or proud or whatever, just by literally just asking them what would make them happy or proud or whatever the case is.
Mm-hmm. So I got on love languages.
Well, we're only 20 minutes in, so that's fine. Well, you could probably even chop it down to 15 and it'll fit in one.
It'll probably be a 20-minute episode. Oh, this the second one?
First one.
Oh, yeah. Let's see it.
You going to chop it down and make it one?
Probably.
All right, we'll go ahead and cut us out.
All right, so that was love languages for today. That was a couple facts. Thank you for tuning in to the broadcast. Thank you for tuning in to the podcast, not broadcast. We love each and every one of you. We thank you for tuning in and watching us. We know you don't have to. You can be anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and I appreciate that.
Hit the like button.
Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Subscribe on YouTube. That's probably like our number one thing that we're pushing right now. Trying to get 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, so we can start posting the whole video instead of chopping it up into like video 1, video 2, video 3, video 4. So go ahead and subscribe on YouTube. A Couple Facts. Follow us on Instagram. A Couple Facts. If you have any questions, comments, concern, email acouplefacts@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.